Welcome to the JJ's Declutter podcast, where we tackle the mess and stress to make space for what truly matters. I'm Janis, here with Julie, and together we're sharing our best tips, tricks, and a little humor to help you declutter your home, mind, and life. Whether it's procrastination or piles of stuff, we're here to help you make real progress. Let's dive in.
Hey, welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Janis. And today we're tackling something that can either make your week run smooth as butter or leave you staring into the fridge at 5 p.m. wondering what on earth are you going to feed everyone?
That's right. We're talking about menu planning. And before you roll your eyes thinking, oh, this is going to be some complicated system that requires spreadsheets and color coding, hold on. We're keeping this simple, doable, and realistic for actual busy people. Because let's be honest, if it's not simple, we're not doing it. Am I right?
That's right. Menu planning gets a bad rap because people think it means you have to plan out every single meal for every single day with military precision. But really, it's just about having a loose plan so you're not making decisions when you're already hungry and tired. It's about taking that mental load off your shoulders during the busiest parts of your week.
And here's what's cool. Once you get into a rhythm with menu planning, it actually saves you time, saves you money, reduces food waste, and honestly, it reduces so much stress. No more 5 p.m. panic. No more, I guess we're having cereal for dinner again nights. Well, I mean, you can still have those nights, but they're intentional cereal nights.
Exactly. So today we're going to walk you through the basics of everyday meal menu planning, and then we're going to talk about how to apply those same principles to holiday meal planning. Because whether it's a regular Tuesday or Thanksgiving, the foundations are the same. Are you ready? Let's dive in.
All right. So with our everyday menu planning basics here, we're going to start with your goals. So you need to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And I don't mean in an existential crisis kind of way. I mean, what's your actual goal with menu planning? Because your goal is going to shape the kind of plan that you create. Are you trying to save money? Are you trying to eat healthier? Maybe you're trying to reduce food waste because you're tired of throwing away produce that goes bad before you use it. Or maybe you just want to simplify your weeknights so you're not making 1,000 decisions when you're already exhausted.
And that's such an important starting point because a budget-friendly menu looks different from a health-focused menu, which looks different from a we have 3 soccer practices this week survival menu, because they really do. So this is an example. If saving money is your main goal, you're going to plan around sales, use more pantry staples, and focus on meals that stretch ingredients across multiple dishes. If health is your goal, you're building meals around vegetables and lean proteins. And if time is your enemy, you're looking at one-pot meals, slow cooker recipes, and strategic use of leftovers. Know your why, and everything else gets easier.
So next up, this is huge. You have to look at your actual schedule for the week. Don't just plan meals in a vacuum. Look at what your week really looks like. Do you have 3 late nights where nobody gets home until 7 p.m.? Those are not the nights to plan a complicated new recipe. Those are your quick meal nights, your leftover nights, your throw it in the slow cooker that morning kind of night.
Right. And on the flip side, maybe you have a Saturday afternoon when you're actually home and have some time. That's when you want to try a new recipe or do some batch cooking that sets you up for the week. The biggest menu planning mistake people make is creating a plan that doesn't match their reality. They plan like they have unlimited time and energy, and then they feel like failures when they can't execute it. Your menu should fit your life, not the other way around. Also, check if you have any nights where you're eating out or going to an event. Mark those so you don't buy groceries for meals you're not actually cooking.
Absolutely. So you want to plan core meals. Most people start menu planning with dinner because that's usually the biggest meal and the one that causes the most stress. Breakfast and lunch tend to be more routine, cereal, toast, sandwiches, salads, whatever. But dinner is where we need a plan. So here's a simple framework that works for a lot of people. Plan one pasta or grain dish, one meatless meal, one soup or salad night, one slow cooker meal or sheet pan meal, slow cooker or sheet pan, one family favorite comfort dish, one night to try a new recipe if you're feeling adventurous, and one leftover or flex night.
Now, that framework is so helpful because it gives you a variety without overwhelming you with decisions. And here's a pro tip that saves so much money and time. Choose meals that can share ingredients. If you're roasting a whole chicken on Sunday, use the leftovers for taco on Tuesday, and then make soup with the bones and the remaining meat on Thursday. One chicken, three meals. Or if you're buying cilantro for tacos, plan a stir fry or a curry earlier that week so the cilantro gets used up instead of turning into that green slime in your crisper drawer. Yeah, that
Ugh.
happens to me. When your meals overlap in ingredients, you buy less, waste less, and you actually prep less.
So let's take stock and make your list before you go shopping. And this is so important. You have to check what you already have. Open that fridge, peek in the freezer, look in the pantry. What needs to be used up? What's about to expire? Can you build a meal around that package of ground beef that's been in the freezer or those vegetables that are getting a little sad? Using what you have first is how you save money and reduce waste. Plus, it prevents you from buying duplicates of things you already own.
Yeah. And once you know what you have and what you need, write down your menu somewhere visible. Post it on the fridge, write it in your planner, put it in a phone app, whatever works for you. Even a simple list like Monday, chicken stir fry, Tuesday, pasta and salad, Wednesday, leftovers, Thursday, tacos, Friday, pizza night. It takes the mental load off. You're not making decisions in the moment when you're tired. You've already decided, so you just execute. Then make your grocery list organized by sections: produce, dairy, pantry, frozen. This is going to make shopping faster and helps you stick to your plan instead of wandering the aisles and making impulse buys.
That is so true. And I used to be a grocery checker, and I have literally, when people would come into the store with their list, especially the little old people that don't know where anything is, I I would go through their list and write the aisle number that all
Oh,
their
that was
things were on
nice.
for them, because it just, when they're having a hard time walking anyway, it's like, oh, okay, so let's start you on aisle one, and we're going to go aisle by aisle. So, anyway, it is really good to have your things organized by sections that way: produce, dairy, pantry, frozen, all that stuff. So you want to prep ahead and stay flexible. If you can carve out even 20 to 30 minutes on the weekend or a quieter evening, doing some meal prep, it's a game changer. Wash and chop vegetables, marinate meats, cook a big batch of rice or quinoa, boil a dozen eggs. I actually use my Instapot. It's perfect for eggs.
Mhm.
Even simple things like pre-washing lettuce or cutting up fruit for snacks can save you so much time during the week. You're not doing all the cooking ahead. You're just doing the annoying prep work so that when it's time to make dinner, you're not starting from zero.
And here's the thing, your menu plan is a guide, not a prison sentence. Life happens, plans change. If you've planned fish for Wednesday but you're not feeling it, swap it with Thursday's meal. Or if someone brings home a pizza unexpectedly, great. Shift everything to forward a day. The plan is there to serve you, not stress you out. Flexibility is built into good menu planning. So think of it as a framework that makes life easier, not a rigid schedule you have to follow perfectly.
So, here are a few bonus tips that make menu planning even easier. First, repeat your favorites. You don't have
Mhm.
to come up with 365 unique meals a year. Rotate 15 to 20 reliable meals every 2 to 4 weeks. Your family won't complain. They'll actually appreciate having their favorites regularly. Second, consider theme nights: Taco Tuesday, Soup Sunday, Meatless Monday. Pizza Friday. We do Pizza Friday every week, and I love it. It just really is, it's great because if we are shopping at any time and I see things that would be good on a pizza, I just bring them home. So we get to Friday, we don't have to go to the store for anything because we already have all of that. So themes make planning almost automatic.
And embrace batch cooking and freezer meals. When you make
Mhm.
chili or soup, double the recipe and freeze half. When you're browning ground beef for tacos, brown extra and freeze it in portions. You'll be really glad you did later on. Also, get creative with leftovers. Roast chicken becomes chicken salad sandwiches, or it becomes chicken noodle soup, or maybe even chicken quesadillas. One cook session, multiple meals. That's smart menu planning right there.
Mhm. So let's move into holiday meal planning. So now that we've covered everyday menu planning, let's talk about those same principles and applying them to holiday meals. Because holiday meal planning is really just regular meal planning with sparkle and higher stakes. The goal is the same: make gatherings feel joyful and delicious without making yourself completely crazy in the process. And let me tell you, holiday meals can either be this beautiful expression of love and connection, or they can turn into a stress tornado that leaves you exhausted and resentful. And we want the first one for you.
Yes. The key difference between holiday planning is that the timeline is longer, the guest list is bigger, and the pressure feels higher. But if you break it down into small, doable doses and start early enough, it's totally manageable. The biggest mistake people make is waiting until the last minute and then trying to do everything themselves while they also achieve perfection. That's a recipe for burnout.
Yeah,
So let's talk
absolutely.
about how to plan a holiday meal that you'll actually enjoy hosting.
You bet. So, first things first, before you dive into recipes and Pinterest boards, you need to get clear on the basics. Who's coming? How many people? Are there any dietary restrictions or allergies that you need to accommodate for? Do you have vegetarians, someone who's gluten free, a picky kid who only eats three foods? Knowing your guests helps you plan a menu that works for everyone. And then think about the vibe you want. Is this a cozy family dinner around the table? Is it an open house where people come and go? A buffet style gathering? A formal sit down situation?
That vision really matters because it affects everything: your menu, your serving style, how much food you make, even how you set up your space. A casual buffet is way different from plated courses. A drop in open house means you need food that can sit out safely and look good for hours. A formal dinner means more courses and coordinated timing. Once you're clear on the who and the what kind of gathering, the rest of the planning becomes much clearer. You're not just randomly picking recipes, you're choosing ones that fit your specific situation.
So plan early and work backward. Here's where holiday planning really differs from weeknight planning. You need to start way earlier, 2 to 3 weeks before the event. Finalize your menu and start assigning dishes if you're doing potluck style. There is also this is also when you would order your specialty items like fresh turkey or special cut of meat. 1 week before, you want to shop for all of your non perishables, the canned goods, the dry ingredients, beverages, anything that won't go bad. 2 to 3 days before, you're shopping for fresh produce and perishables, and you're doing as much prep as possible. Make your desserts, prep casseroles that can be refrigerated, chop vegetables, set your table. The day before, you're doing final baking, making sauces, prepping ingredients, and then on the day of, you're really just cooking the main dish and reheating the sides.
Working backwards from your event date is so smart because it prevents that last minute panic. When you've spread the work out over several days or even weeks, nothing feels overwhelming. You're doing a little bit at a time, or like we could like to call it, small doable doses, instead of everything in one exhausting marathon session. And here's
Mhm.
a time saver people don't think about: set that table the day before. Get out all your serving dishes and put sticky notes on them saying what goes where. Mashed potatoes here, green beans there, rolls here. On the
Mhm.
day of, you're just filling dishes, not hunting through cabinets wondering where the serving spoon is. And if you're like me, I actually put ingredients into the pots that they're going to be cooked in. So that way I don't have to think about that either.
That's great. So let's build a balanced meal here. When you're building your holiday menu, think about creating a meal that has a variety of flavors, textures, and colors. You want your main centerpiece, that turkey, ham, roast, whatever, and then 3 to 5 sides that complement it. Usually that's a starch like mashed potatoes or stuffing. I'm sorry, if it's turkey, it's mashed potatoes and stuffing. Just saying. A vegetable or two, maybe a salad or bread and rolls. Then you've got 1 to 2 desserts and drinks, both alcoholic and non alcoholic options. The key is balance. You don't want everything to be heavy and rich, or everything to be the same temperature, or everything to be the same color.
I guess. I like having my hot food hot though. But
Oh,
pro
yeah.
tip that will save your sanity: choose some dishes that can be served at room temperature. Not everything needs to be piping hot when it hits the table. And that is true. Salads, cranberry sauce, rolls, some casseroles, these are all fine at room temperature. This takes so much pressure off your oven space and timing. Speaking of which, plan your oven schedule ahead of time. If everything needs to bake at different temperatures, you're going to have issues. Choose recipes that can cook the same temp or can be made ahead and reheated, or use slow cookers and instant pots to free up your oven. And that's what I do. I use
Uh,
slow cookers to reheat my mashed potatoes. Um, I use it to keep my stuffing warm. I'm so into slow cookers and instant pots.
So now we're going to delegate and simplify. So holiday meals are so much better when they're shared. So when someone offers to bring something, let them assign sides or desserts to guests who want to contribute. You don't have to be a martyr who does everything for yourself.
They don't taste the same unless you give them the recipe.
I know. Yeah, there you go. And please, please, please don't feel like you have to make everything from scratch. Semi homemade is smart. Store bought rolls, a bakery pie, pre cut vegetables, those shortcuts don't make you a failure. They make you a smart host who's going to actually enjoy the gathering instead of being in the kitchen the entire time.
This is about connection, not perfection. Nobody is going to remember whether your gravy was from a packet or from scratch. They're going to remember the conversation, the laughter, the feeling of being together. So if using shortcuts means you get to sit down and enjoy your people, take those shortcuts. Your worth as a host is not measured in how many things you made from scratch. It's measured in how welcome and loved your guests feel.
So true. But I will say, you don't have to make your gravy from scratch or from a packet, but you must have gravy. You must have gravy.
Well, I
I
actually
don't-
make my gravy from scratch and then I throw a packet of the
oh, the packet in it?
packet mixed with the water, and it makes more gravy, so you have the best of both worlds.
Ah, there you go. Yes, we went to Thanksgiving at someone's house one time and oh, we don't do gravy. It was all I could do not to just stand up and leave.
Well, my
I
husband's
have
family
potatoes and
never
stuffing
did
and no gravy.
cranberries.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Yeah.
was like, I like cranberries with my thing. So I finally made homemade cranberries relish. And they're like, oh, who made the cranberries? And none of them ate it all because they weren't used to having it. And it's just like, okay, I get you not wanting to open the can, but it's so easy to make
It is, and it's so
cranberry
good when it's
sauce.
fresh.
You just
Yeah.
throw in a cup of water and a cup of sugar and you let it pop.
I
Takes 10 minutes. Seriously.
know. All right, so we have covered the basics of everyday menu planning and how to approach holiday meals without losing your mind. The principles are the same, whether it's a Tuesday or Thanksgiving. Start with your goals, look at your schedule, plan strategically, prep ahead, and stay flexible. And remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's creating a plan that makes your life easier and helps you show up for the people you love.
And speaking of Thanksgiving, we actually have a super detailed Thanksgiving planning checklist that we're going to share in the show notes. It breaks down everything from the vision and the guest list to the menu categories to shopping lists organized by section to a timeline that works backwards from your event. We're talking 2 to 3 weeks before, 1 week before, 2 to 3 days before, the day before, and the day of. It's like having a roadmap so you're never wondering, what should I be doing right now?
Yes! Head to our show notes and or our website at www.abcdeclutter.com to download that Thanksgiving planning checklist. It's going to make your holiday meal so much smoother. And if you're someone who's hosting for the first time or feeling nervous about it, this checklist is going to be your best friend. We've literally done the thinking for you.
We'd love to hear from you too. Are you a menu planner or more of a fly by your seat of your pants cook? What's your biggest struggle with meal planning? Drop a comment in our Facebook group, ABC Declutter with JJ-community, and let's chat about it.
All right, friends, that is it for today. Thanks for hanging out with us and talking about menu planning.
Until next time, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always, keep
decluttering. We did it.
This has been the JJ's Declutter Podcast. Happy planning!
Thanks for joining us on the JJ's Declutter Podcast. If you're ready to keep simplifying, follow us for more tips and join our Facebook community to share your wins and challenges. Subscribe here because it's always more fun to declutter with friends. And thanks in advance for leaving us a review.